Mani ki punchi saukhat thong hanjilasi Jati bisati khai gel corona lanjang thengnerasi Corona lanjang thengnerasi Ai khoi nek sim ka plesi corona di
First, the headlines. DGP LM Kauche takes voluntary retirement from his service. Lawyers for Human Rights Manipur observe International Human Rights Day. And India reported 7,992 fresh coronavirus cases, 393 deaths in the last 24 hours. Hello and welcome to ELITETV, your English news bulletin. I'm your host DEEMITA. Before giving you the news, we request you to follow the SOP given by the government. Wear face masks when out in public, wash hands regularly and maintain a minimum of 6 feet between one person and another. ELITETV requests you to get vaccinated in time to protect ourselves from this virus and play your part in the fight against COVID-19. Now the news in detail. Director General of Police DGP Manipur LM Kauche takes voluntary retirement from his service yesterday. The senior IPS officer LM Kauche had been taking the charge as DGP of Manipur since 2016. Kauche, a Manipur Tripura 1985 batch IPS officer and a native of the state, was holding the post of additional DGP Law and Order before being appointed to the top post of the State Police Department as DGP. Kauche had bagged police medals for meritorious service and the President's Police Medal for distinguished service. The Lawyers for Human Rights Manipur observed International Human Rights Day 2021 at Manipur Press Club yesterday. The observance functions was presided by retired IPS and advisors to Chief Minister Manipur Sarangthem Manawbi Khorantaba, retired district and station judge Thawal A. Notineshwari Devi, MJS, and Chairman and Executive Director Lawyer for Human Rights Manipur Maishnam Korohan Beluang. Executive Director Human Rights Alert Manipur Bablu Loitongbom speaks on the topic Violations of Human Rights in Manipur after annexations by India, while Advocate High Court of Manipur Lehaurambam Sanjoy Singh, Assistant Director Lawyers for Human Rights Manipur, Lembishna Maidingu, Social Activist Yendrengbam Kiran Singh, Editor Imphal Times Rinku Kumakcham, retired IPS Sarangthem Manawbi Khorantaba, and Executive Director Lawyers for Human Rights Manipur Korohan Beluang spoke on the topics Violations of Socio-Economic and Cultural Rights of Indigenous, Violations of Women's and Child Rights in Manipur, Violations of Rights of Persons with Disabilities, Violations of Rights of Journalists in Manipur, Needs of Import Protections and Promotions of the Rights of Indigenous People of Manipur, and Violations of Land and Revenue Rights of Indigenous People of Manipur, respectively. Seminar paper was also presented during the observance. The observance functions was held under the theme All Human Beings are Born Free and Equal in Dignity and Rights. Executive Chairman of Manipur Legal Service Authority, Justice K.H. Nobin, said due to the lack of infrastructures in Indian courts, it will probably take 240 years to complete all the pending cases in the country. He made the statement at the National Lok Adalat Forum held at the court complex in Lamphel. He stated the role of Lok Adalat helps in settling cases which are pending before the court for a long time. He informed that there are many cases which can be settled quickly, but the public lack knowledge on the judiciary process, so settling disputes sometimes takes longer. He continued that the state of Manipur lacks infrastructures in the court. As a result, a number of cases keeps piling up. Since there is no separate court to handle the CBI and NIA in the states, it adds extra responsibility to the already overwhelmed court. In India, for every 2 million people, there are 15 judges accorded to them. However, for every 2 million Americans, around 150 judges are proportionate to them. K.H. Nobin appreciated the efforts of the Lok Adalat in resolving cases faster and urged the public for support in discharging the pending cases.
Karino Tadi Taniba, Pucheka Cheng Chaks Manapi, Colino Tadra, Manung the Yoi Mandu Karinova. Nangi entitlement Karino, Nangi entitlement Karino, Nanga Tagodavana Karino, Hazino, Kram Deva. I do not know paper no toy romance. Any department hero. India government schemes more than 100 later. Scheme I am say, Sikar mind to get of the Gesi, Prazana Kanga Banina, Siki Prison from Topuneva. Ujala Buhero, I do not know all his pension Buhero, all his pension Carheno, Ujala Carheno, Mayan Urisis, gasoline, Namapi Ubnedo, Kari scheme no, Karigino Pido, Canada Pido no, Caramana Pido no, Caritor Pigam no, Habisi Prazada Kangio Brava. See the ICDS ladies, schemes like world quite is always schemes among the ICDS guys is come never. Put Security Pitrivi in the Agisina, Hena Chobo scheme or whenever. I don't put security Karakange. Manipur Chido Hangdo Hanging Sene. 90% of the population put security to Karino Kangoeva. I quite the Kara case that Tenobia Kojuka Kangi boarding Halakaukinimo. I don't know, Masako some tablet and a coming home Sangeva. From time to time to low in the homes like Deva. A home lock look at it coming home Sangeva. See a country of the day. I could give Hujik Lady Bakoi Society to programs, salt of Sungam.
Many organizations are now demanding prosecutions and court-martials of those involved in the killing of 14 innocent civilians in the Mon district, Nagaland. In relation to the 2-year extensions of Inner Line Permit System, Ipsha, Akomlup, Pandam, Ipak, Kanglamay, Kil, KLK, and Kasa participated in an event organized at the office of Kanglaypak Student Association's Kuyatong Pukri Achobumapal. They demand to repeal the AFASPA from the northeastern states and condemn the massacre in Nagaland. He recalling how Irom Chanu Sarmila went on a 16-year hunger strike demanding to repeal the AFASPA following the killings of 10 innocent citizens on 2nd November 2000 in Manipur. The Indian government refused to withdraw the Dragon Act. Even the former Prime Minister of India, Manmohan Singh, and the Javed Reddy commissions called the AFASPA an inhuman act. The joint group urged the Manipur Chief Minister to voice for the removals of AFASPA to the center and not be just a silent observant. Alleging that one 38-years-old Oinam Rajendro, son of Let Oinam Nongton of Morang Kuno Mamang Sambalai Lerak, assaulted and mentally tortures 58-years-old Salam Ongbi Phajar Devi, wife of Let Salam Irabot of the Sam locality on December 5, 2021. Locals of Morang Kuno staged a sit-in protest at Morang Kuno Bazaar yesterday, organized by Morang Kuno Mera Paibi, demanding strengthened punishment against the assaulter. It is also alleged that Rajendro also attempted to kill Phajar Devi's family members, taking advantage of the absence of their relatives. Representatives of local Mera Paibis of Morang Kuno and its neighboring village also took part in the sit-in protest. One of the Mera Paibis, Secretary M. Laima, has strongly denounced an act of attacking a helpless woman and threatening her family members even when the head of the family was lying on the bed. She also contended that police have not taken any actions against Rajendro. Therefore, necessary steps will be taken against Rajendro to get justice. She appealed to the concerned authority to award befitting punishment to the culprit according to the law of the land.
Mioiba mana chalhaidaba mawongda mamagumba nupi amada tamthina phukiba Oinam Rajendro Singabu ngasi phawbada police na magi mathakta chapchaba action lokhatpidana phabidana leiba si Mera Paibi punamakna condemn tawi loinana hairiba Rajendro si mari leinaba authority na atuba matamda phagat piduna mabu matik chaba chairak pibiu loinana makhata na nupi singbo nupa singna hanthaba mi yengda yengba yade haiba parasi masu Manipur government na tamhanninge haiba famsi aina media gi thongda khangan.
The General Secretary of Nongmaitem Sanjay Elections Committee Hianglam AC, Ningthaujam Birbabu, appraised that intending candidate of the Hianglam AC, Nongmaitem Sanjay, will no longer represent the National People's Party for the upcoming Manipur Legislative Assembly elections and has terminated primary membership with the party. He said the decisions to part ways with the NPP came after serious discussions with advisors of Nongmaitem Sanjay Elections Committee. In a press conference held at the residence of the N. Sanjay, advisor Konthoza Manihar added the NPP is becoming to resemble a one-man party. Clearly, there is lack of communications among the leaders of the party, and the policies and the regulations is no longer agreeable to them. He further stated N. Sanjay will still contest the upcoming elections as a candidate, but the decisions of joining another party is still under discussions within the committee.
Manungda agoichi jamna kumna khanaraba sungda Nongmaitem Sanjay na NPP ticket the candidate ama oina na koi khonajaru adu kendra gi committee na jamna kumna khanaraga agoi party si tu oina ma candidate si dai koina committee gi advisory ama sung president secretary mayam punjindra ma the party si pothana koi tong koina mon advice tawre
Now let's take a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more of this.
The pinnacles of success for your children. Get enrolled to one of the finest schools in Northeast India, UNESCO School. Excellence in Education.
Tayon Hospital na Hagsel gi Maikaida awon ba ama purakna bagi khongthangda Nambol Bazar gi Koireng Road ta hospital ama hangdoktuna ana laing gi khudong chaba piba hauzare. Medicine, ENT, Gynecology, Orthopedics, Pediatrics na chingba departments kaya amada laing bachathari. 24/7 gi facilities piduna X-ray, ultrasound, special and routine laboratory test kaya tawbagi khudong chaba su pizari. Zion Hospital asina adongi isabu na deyekta na lainaba laing naba hotnabada achoba thodang lauduna adongi punsibu nungayay faba punsima oina bagi pandam thamli. Didim lambida tangna tomthin ngaliba hospital asina adongi laing bagi maikaida achoba thodang lauzari. Zion Healthcare and Research Institute, Nambol Makha, Koireng Road. Contact number 0385-2956711.
Notice the ahanba oina RBI na regulate toba amasung Ministry of Finance, Department of Financial Services, Government of India na Surface Act 2002 gi makada financial institution ama oina sakangkraba Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Housing for All mission gi makada subsidized home loan pibada mangjil thariba Panthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited amadi masigi sister company singi Guwahati yauna branch taraundoi hangdokchare chahi tara-taret ki khongchata lakraba Panthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited tagi miyamna financial facility sing lawiranaban ningsingjari. Panthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited and its sisters company Uripok Tarambam Laikai.
Vande Bhakti Marga. Okay, Maheshwara.
End of the world.
Mukna bani ge marakta warif si kanano.
Ready, action. Documentary to capture that particular moment in right perspective, in my perspective.
Welcome back again. You're watching ELITETV English News. India's daily tally of coronavirus disease continue a downward trend today at 7,992 infections were recorded in the last 24 hours, taking the case load to 3,46,82,736 according to the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Today's infections count has been the lowest since November 7, 2021 when 6,822 cases were recorded. As many as 9,265 patients recovered from and 393 succumbed to COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, taking the total count of recoveries and deaths to 3,41,14,331 and 4,75,128 respectively. The Health Ministry also said active cases of COVID-19 declined to 93,277 and have been the lowest in 559 days. Active cases account for less than 1% of the total cases, currently at 0.27%, lowest since March 2020, the Union Health Ministry said in its statement today. The overall recovery rate for COVID-19, meanwhile, has climbed to 98.36%, the highest since March last year, the ministry also said, adding that the daily positivity rate at 0.64% had been less than 2% for the last 68 days. The overall vaccination coverage in the country is nearing 1.32 billion, with more than 7.63 million doses administered to eligible beneficiaries in the last 24 hours. The Health Ministry said on Saturday that more than 1.4 billion vaccine doses had been provided to the states and union territories so far to the center's free of cost channel and direct state procurement category. On the other hand, more than 182 million balance and unutilized doses are still available with states and UTAs to be administered. On the other hand, the number of Omicron variant cases in India climbed to 32, including a 33-year-old child from Pune after 9 new infections were reported yesterday. The Health Ministry said on yesterday, Omicron is not posing a burden on the healthcare system yet, but people have to be cautious. Charity Learning Festival 2.0 powered by Reskills is learning festivals with charity nobility to raise awareness of the support grant-giving charities can provide to the needy, deprived and underprivileged affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. This CLF 2.0 is the second program since it was first held in 2020 powered by Reskills. CLF 2.0 will be running concurrently in Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam as well as India. The United Voluntary Youth Council Manipur is in the pipeline of receiving the benefits of the campaign. As per order issued by the Deputy Commissioner of Police, it will be in force for 48 hours on Saturday and Sunday. The police on Friday imposed sections 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure (CRPC) within Mumbai commensurate limits prohibitions, rallies and protest marches involving people and vehicles over the next 2 days. The order said it has been issued to prevent danger to human life from the new Omicron variant of COVID-19 as well as a threat to the law and order situations against the backdrop of the violence that took place in Amravati, Malegaon and Nandi. Violators will be punished under sections 188 of the Indian Penal Code and other legal provisions, the order stated. Maharashtra reported 7 new cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19, including a 1.5-year-old toddler, taking the tally to 17 in the state. Out of the 7, 4 are asymptomatic, while 3 have mild symptoms. Of these new cases, 4 are fully vaccinated, 1 had been administered with a single dose against COVID-19 and 1 is unvaccinated. The toddler is not eligible for vaccination. Farmers were seen dismantling their makeshift accommodations at the borders where they live while protesting against the law, following the announcement of the suspensions of the protests. The announcement came after Prime Minister Narendra Modi repealed the centre's 3 farm laws earlier. The Shamyukta Kisan Morcha, an umbrella body of Farmers Union, will hold a review meeting in Delhi on January 15th. Farmers campaign at the Singhu, Tikri and the Ghaziabad borders of Delhi are scheduled to take out a victory march on Saturday, 11 December, to mark an end to the protests against the 3 contentious farm laws that lasted over a year. For ELITETV News Channel, contact the email address info@elitetv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and Twitter for more information about the channel. Now let's take a look at the headlines once again. DGP Alan Kaute takes voluntary retirement from his service. Lawyers for Human Rights Manipur observe International Human Rights Day. And India reported 7,992 fresh coronavirus cases, 393 deaths in the last 24 hours. And that's all for now. For more updates, keep watching ELITETV English News. Thank you and have a great day.